Guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm finally uploading my SK Global dorm tour / my Korean dorm tour. For those who don't know and are randomly coming across this video, this is basically the tour of the dorm that I lived in for 4 months while I was studying abroad in Seoul, South Korea. I know next week or the following week after that, like towards the end of February, those who are going to go study abroad in Korea or in Yonsei for the spring semester are going to start moving into the dorms. So maybe if someone's still looking for, videos on how the dorm looks or whatnot, if they come across for this video, you might find it helpful, which I hope you do. If you do have any questions, make sure to comment them down below. But yeah, here's the portion of the video with the tour. So stay tuned again for the end of the video if you're curious on how to get there, how to get to the SK Global dorms, and other stuff that I might have missed. But yeah, enough of me talking, and finally, dorm tour. 2 months late, but it's there. Okay, well, yeah. Yay! So if you're walking up the little hill from the Iwa's back gate side of the street, this is what you'll see, like this big building. It'll say SK Global House in there. So what you go is you go through the glass doors, and then the first thing you'll see when you come in will be a desk on your left, like right underneath the TV. That's where you can check in if you ever forget your key card in your room, or if you ever need help and if there's someone there, just go there instead of the housing office. But on the left of it, if you ever order big packages, that's where to go to pick them up, and so you just sign off. Right here you have a table. A lot of people just hang out or study, and then in the back there's those gray big metal boxes. That's if you have any letters that come in that are small, where you can just pick them up from there. Right here, in order to go in and go out of like the dorms, you have to tap in your SK Global House key card. If not, the little machine will block you from going in or out. Passing these glass windows, towards the very end in the corner, what you'll encounter is the females laundry room. Since it is gender separated, the males laundry room is right next door to it. It's honestly just a basic laundry room. You have your washers on your right, and then the dryers on the left. In order to use the machines, you have to get this card. You put 1,000 won in first into the machine. It'll give you the card, and then you recharge it. But just make sure to read the instructions really carefully, so the machine won't take your money away when you're getting the card for the first time. If you ever need detergent, this is where you can just get your detergent, and in order to use the machines, you just tap the card on the little black box right there. It's really simple. There's also this wash and dry service. I never really use it, but it usually gives you the prices and the times available there. Right across from the laundry rooms, there's the fitness center. It's a really basic fitness center. You just have your regular exercise equipment. It usually, from what I've heard, it gets stuffy in there after a while if there's a lot of people. It looks kind of big on the video, but it's actually fairly small. This is just the view from the other side, but yeah, there's also TV. A lot of people just listen to music there. You also have the computer lab right across from it. You can print from here, but only either with your Yonsei ID card or your credit card. Usually I go to New Millennium Hall, which I'll show you later on in the video if you want to print with cash. So here are the two set of elevators, and right behind me, that's where the emergency stairs are at. But here I'm taking the elevator, and it seems that I'm going to the third basement. So in the third basement, you have the community kitchen and the where you throw your trash away. Here, obviously, you have another set of restrooms. So if you ever bring food and you want to put it in the fridge, just make sure to put your name and room number, and just pack it all together. And obviously, there's a kitchen. This is where you throw the food. And then this is where you just separate your trash. They're really strict on separating your trash. I don't know if they look at you when you throw away your trash through the cameras, and if you do it right or not, I'm not sure, but it'll usually tell you right above what goes in there in English or whatever. But yeah, this is where you put the other part of the trash, and this is the other elevator on the other side of the third basement. There's two on one side, the ones that I came out at first, and then this one that I'm going to the first basement to. That's another set of emergency stairs in the first basement. This is where those other dorms start. So this was my room. In order to get in, Again, you have to tap your key card, and then there's obviously a doorbell if you ever go to someone else's room. Sorry. Make sure to always put your card into the little slot in order for you to get electricity. And like most Korean households, you take your shoes off and just put slippers on in order to go inside the room. So there's even a little step right there. If you have a double room, you for sure will get this extra storage for shoes. I think for the single rooms you do not, from what I remember. Whenever I went to my friend's single room, she didn't have this part. But I just had my backpacks, my detergent, and like some of my shoes there, obviously. It's fairly big. Since the little half of the restroom where the sink and the shower doesn't have a door, my friend, or my roommate, and I got some compression rods from Daiso and some shower curtains just to give us more privacy when we showered. But obviously you have like a small mirror there. It's not a full body mirror, but it's something. You have obviously your sink, and then obviously the shower area also has the shower door. And you have some more space over there in the corner where you can put your shampoo and all whatnot. I ended up just getting a towel because we forgot to buy a carpet, so that ended up being our carpet. But obviously for the toilet there is a door so that you don't have to worry about. And we had a cleaning schedule, and I guess it worked. But yeah, it's like a basic restroom or toilet area. We had the medicine cabinet there, and then the toilet and whatnot. But yeah. So once you close the door, on the right was the switches for the room lights and also for the restroom, and then the restroom's fan. When you turn, the room is actually fairly small in my opinion compared to American dorms or the dorms I've lived in before here in America. And that was my roommate's side on the right. I'm so sorry. But yeah, you don't really get, honestly, a lot of storage for your clothing. It was really small. It looks big on camera, but it's really small in person in my opinion, especially because I had a lot of clothes that I had bought while I was in Korea. So I really had to stuff my stuff in there and then like fold them and just like shove them in there. You have a little space. And there's also a mirror in the door. Here is just like the light from the shower part, and then the fan for the shower. There's a phone that you can use. It'll give you a sticker on how to use it, or at least in our phone it had a sticker, and it would tell you how to use it. It honestly rang a few times. It was kind of creepy, but yeah. There's obviously more plugs there that you can use. I don't know if all rooms have a pre-stuck little hook, but we did. But I also bought an extra 2 hooks from Daiso that you don't need to like screw or anything because you can't really do that. There's also the bed. I think it was like a twin extra large. They give you the bedding at the beginning of the semester. You just have to wash it, obviously. There's more storage underneath the bed. There's like a few little shelves. I put some of my clothes in there. I was also able to fit 2 of my big suitcases there. My friend next door wasn't able to for some reason, but I was. There's also this little extra little cabinet kind of space that if you go to the housing office in the second basement, you can get like a lock if you make a 10,000 won deposit. If you want to lock your valuables in there, if you feel safer to do so. I really didn't have a lot of valuables, or I really didn't mind having them out, so I didn't really go to the housing office and got the key. But it's big, but you can fit a lot of stuff in there. Again, this is just like another view of what the underneath storage of the bed looks like. So right next to the bed, I had my desk and the shelves. I literally had a ton of snacks and water and whatnot. You don't have to buy water. There's usually a little water machine at the end of the hallway in the little study rooms, but I would just buy water. Here you just have an extra plug, and also little spots for where you can connect your Ethernet cable if you want to use it. It just depends if the internet is fast in your floor or not. There's just more little areas to put more stuff in. There's also cabinets and a little tiny cubby hole. underneath the desk. I had just random stuff like tissues and like my stationery. Had more stationery, my receipts, my cable, pens, random stuff in there, cables in there. I totally forgot what else. There's also like my makeup, regular stuff like that. And then on the third one, it's like the biggest one. So I just had my bowl, my Monsters I never drank, my cutting board, some like Ziploc bags I had bought in, and like definitely I ended up finding Nutella, so that was in there. But yeah, so that's like the biggest little cabinet at the bottom. On top, towards the middle, you have like the desk light. It has two settings, the lower setting, off setting obviously, and then you also have the highest setting. There's also an extra plug that you can use. I never really tried to use mine. I don't know why. I guess I really never had to. There's also little stickers on your desk, or there should be some stickers on your desk, and you basically use that information if you want to connect your Ethernet cable with the IP address. I tried it, but it didn't work for me, so I just ended up using Wi-Fi. There was also another sticker on top of the light. And again, the shelves are okay sized. If you just organize your stuff, you eventually will be able to fit everything you want. I did have a lot of stuff, so as long as you organize it well. And then obviously for each room you have like a chair, so for each desk. There's also the AC. If you arrive in August, so if you go only for the fall semester, they'll take your AC remote around like October when it starts getting chilly, so you have to turn it in. But if you go into the spring semester, I'm not sure how that really works. Most dorms in SK Global have some type of balcony kind of situation, and also like this weird curtain thing. I think the 7th floor doesn't. I'm not really sure. But this is how it looks like. We were in the first basement, so we got this weird garden looking thing. It was kind of dirty, so my roommate and I really didn't go out unless we saw snow towards the end of the fall semester that I was there. At the end of the first B1 floor, sorry. At the end of the B1 floor, you'll see like the study room in there. There's no TV in there. If you go down like the stairs, so you don't have to wait for the elevator, and honestly sometimes people would judge you if you do take the elevator from the first basement to the second basement, so eventually I just took like the stairs. So obviously again, don't forget you have to have your key card to tap out. And once you go out in the second floor, or second basement, I'm sorry, there's the housing office. The housing office, if your orientation packet is missing like the paper for your ARC where you have to verify that you have housing, you go there. You go there for most things if there's no one in the front desk. Definitely go there. And then down there's just some restrooms and some random place that I never really went to. If you go in that little small hallway in front of the housing office, you'll end up seeing the convenience store. They have a lot of stuff that you might need. It's really cheap sometimes, or sometimes it's overpriced. It all depends. Right there where the arrow is pointing, that is the entrance, the B2 entrance to the KLI building. If you don't want to go all the way outside, you can go through there. And at the very end where the arrow is pointing, that's the New Millennium. So if you go straight up the stairs through those glass doors, there's also like where you can print stuff if you just want to pay with your coins instead of with your card. You also have the Olay store where you can get your phone plan and other like little small restaurants and whatnot. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So now that you've watched the tour, I have like a lot of stuff. It looks like a lot, but it's mostly directions. But there's stuff that I really do want to talk to you guys about that I wish I would have known before arriving to Korea, and how to get to the SK Global dorms. So one would be the price. The price is it's around, if you are going through an affiliate, if your university doesn't have like a direct exchange program with Yonsei University, like mine did, like my university doesn't have a direct exchange program with Yonsei, so I had to pay my dorm separately. I didn't pay my university the fees. I paid it to the affiliate provider or program. So the dorm was roughly around 1,600, I think. I'm not sure in the amount. I'll probably put the actual amount like right here. But yeah, that was price wise. How to get there? So there's 4 main ways that you can get to the SK Global House dorms. One is airport limousine bus, which is, I feel that's like the method of transportation I took from Incheon Airport to the dorms. So I know there's a specific exit you go through in the or terminal or something of the sort in the airport. I would ask just in case, or just double check the description box, which I'll put the information in if I find it. But I did take bus 6601, and it takes about an hour and a half to get from Incheon Airport to the bus stop near the dorms. Make sure though to get off at Ewha University's back gate. Do not, and I say do not, unless you want to walk along with your suitcases, do not get off at Yonsei University's main gate. At least that bus stop, do not, because if you have 2 big suitcases like I did, and you're already tired, depending on what time you're arriving in the afternoon, you're gonna have to walk a long way. It's gonna feel even longer. 1, because you might not be familiar with the like surrounding areas, and 2, because again, your suitcases. So and jet lag. So do not get off at Yonsei University's main gate. Make sure to get off at heyytheredalila, which again, it's Ewha University's back gate, and I'll put like the Hangul here. Make sure to get off at that stop, just because it's like probably 5 minutes walking distance from the bus stop to the dorms. Unless you have suitcases, it might take you like 10 minutes or maybe a little bit more, just because you're pulling weight. But on a regular basis, it should take you about 5 minutes to get from the bus stop to the dorms. So make sure, again, Ewha University's back gate, or heyytheredalila. The second way to get to the dorms is airport limousine van. So if you look on the Yonsei University's like international affairs website, there's somewhere hidden there is like a little link, which also linked down below, of taking a van service. I think that, even though it's pricey, is the best hassle-free method, I feel. So you'll definitely have someone waiting for you at the time that your like flight's supposed to arrive. You'll have someone waiting for you with a sign of some sort. I think my friends like who took the service when they got to Korea said that there was someone waiting with a sign with their name. So you'll have someone there to help you. They'll take your suitcases, and then obviously they'll take you to the doors of the dorm. But the thing is, it is expensive, but I guess you get what you pay for, basically. For the limousine bus, it's 10,000 won. For the limousine van, the actual full-on service that you have to like pre-register at least like a day like in advance, is from 70,000 won to 80,000 won, which is around $70 to $80. But again, it is the most convenient one in terms of like hassle-free if you're tired and whatnot. If your flight arrives late or whatnot, you won't have to be like, freaking out like, oh, I'm arriving at nighttime or whatnot. That's like the best way, but again, it's pricey. The third way is taxi. I personally would not have taken the taxi, just because it's just a lot of stress, in my opinion. I feel like, for me, in my perspective, taxi stressed me out when I was in Korea. I don't know if it's different for every person, for every experience, but sometimes taxis don't stop for foreigners, or if you have big suitcases, they won't take you because of that, and they really sometimes won't help you. Some might, but again, it all depends on your personal experience, I guess. For that one in specific, if we do take the taxi, I would tell them heyytheredalila, which again, it's Ewha University's back gate. So they'll most likely drop you off like near Ewha University's back gate, or like near the bus stop. But yeah. But I'm not that sure because I obviously didn't take the taxi. It's also around like the same price, I think, as the van service. But you would have to again wait for a taxi, ask them. I don't know, it's a lot of stuff. You end up deciding and being brave because you need confidence and bravery to take a taxi once you arrive in Korea for the first time. Do not take the black taxi. Why? Because from what I've heard, the black taxi is the luxury taxi. So it's gonna cost you a lot of money, like maybe more than 80,000 won. I don't know. Just for the sake of it, don't take it just in case. You can take either the orange or the gray taxis. Taxis are the ones that I think the taxi drivers know a little bit of English, so they can help you out more. And then the gray taxis, they're okay, kind of the same thing, but I don't think there's a guarantee that like the taxi driver will know a lot of English, so just be aware of that. Fourth option, subway. If you take the subway, it's not a bad thing. It's just like you'll be like dragging your suitcases from station to station depending if you have to like transfer or not. It's doable. You just have to be careful, not get lost, or if you get stressed easily like me, subway might not be the right choice. It is the cheapest choice though, because it's cheaper than even the airport limousine bus, but it just takes a lot of effort and stuff. There is an app that you can use that can help you, which I'll probably either link it somewhere. But basically your end destination where you have to get off, like that's where you have to get off the subway, is Sinchon Station, which is on line 2, which is the green line, like the light green line. Once you do get off, and if you do end up taking the subway, get off at Sinchon Station and take the exit towards the Uplex. You should come out through that exit, and once you go through the exit and through like escalators going down, there's gonna be like a super long hallway with stores. After a while you'll see like I think the Cacao Friends, Line Friends, and then a little bit further down there's gonna be like a Lush and other stores. Like you have to walk all the way through that, and then you'll go like up the escalators again, and then what else? And then you're gonna pass an indie brand, and then right before going up the escalators again, and you'll go out through some glass doors, and then as soon as you go out, there's gonna be a red bus that says like Genie on it, which is like, you know, the music service thing, and then on your right there should be a red tube. If you see the red tube, you're in the right exit. Okay, if not, just double ask, like, you know, where the Uplex is, and then people like will help you out most likely. People are nice for the most part, so just don't be afraid to ask if you need help. So cross the street as soon as, like, if the red tube is right here, cross the street like that, leaving the red tube on your right side but behind you. Walk all the way straight. After 5 or so minutes, you'll encounter an art box and a Daiso, but they should be on your left side. And then right across from it, it's going to be a Miniso, which is another store. So as long as you have those 3 things like near around you, as you're walking straight, you're going towards the right direction. Keep walking straight, and once you hit the end of the street, there's going to be like a street like this, and like the street that you're coming from is going to hit it like that. So kind of like almost an intersection, or half of an intersection, I guess. So on your left side, you're gonna see the Outback, the steakhouse. Instead of going towards that side, go through the opposite side. So turn to the right. Walking about like 2 minutes or so, you'll encounter like a cross light in a crossing area, street or whatever. As soon as you see the light, keep going straight, cross the street, and then like don't keep going straight, just turn left. Once you turn left, you'll see like above you, it's gonna be like a little bridge of sorts. Go under the bridge, and then keep going. Do not cross anything, just kind of keep going as the street keeps going curved, and you'll encounter some bikes where usually people rent them out if you know they want to use a bike or whatnot. Keep going straight, and then you'll see another huge like bridge, like super tall, with stairs that you can like go up to, that lead you to the Yonsei University hospital side of the street. You can take that if you want, if it's easier for you, but I recommend not to, just because towards the end there's gonna be like, you're gonna have difficulty crossing with your suitcases, where the emergency area is of the hospital. So I wouldn't take that. Plus it's stairs, and I don't know if the elevator works sometimes. So but yeah, keep walking straight, passing that big bridge. So on your side of the street that you're going to. On the other side, make sure that Yonsei University's hospital is on that side, but so you're gonna have to be on the other side of the street of that. Keep walking straight. You're gonna encounter like a 7-Eleven, a gas station, I think, and then like some like a repair shop, an auto repair shop. Keep going straight. You'll encounter one set of lights. Keep going past that, and then you'll see Ewha University's buildings. But there's gonna be one cross light where 2 bus stops are at. That's where you want to be. That's the Ewha back gate bus stop. So that's the Ide bus stop. So that's where you want to be. Usually you'll see like a huge crowd of people sometimes, or sometimes not, of people crossing the street, because that's basically the only way you can cross the street. So cross the street, and then you'll see like a coffee bean cafe. Once you like, how would I explain this? Like, let's say this is the coffee bean cafe, like this. Instead of turning left, turn right. So turn right of the coffee bean cafe. Keep walking straight. You'll pass like a pharmacy, so it should say Yak, I think. And then pass like the Ewha bakery, and then pass Paris Baguette. Keep going straight until you get to like this white building. It says Musiclium. That's where you want to be. Once you encounter the Musiclium, turn left and go all the way up, and you'll see like a paved, like, you know, pink brick hill. Keep going all the way up, and then you'll encounter like the glass building of the SK Global house. So that's how you get there. I know it's so confusing. I'm sorry. I'm really bad at directions, but I'll include like everything down below, as much as I can find to help you out. Okay, so moving on from directions, things you'll get in SK Global House: Wi-Fi. For some reason, when I was looking through the internet and looking for information about the dorm, I saw that they didn't have Wi-Fi for some reason, so I took an Ethernet cable. You don't need an Ethernet cable unless you want a more stable connection, but honestly, throughout the entire semester I was there, I used Wi-Fi, and it's pretty good. So yeah. Bedding, they do give you bedding there. To be honest, it sucks, or unless it's crappy, honestly. Some people have crappy bedding, some people have okay bedding. It's just kind of a hit or miss. But if you want your own bedding, I recommend either bringing some from home, or you can go to Home Plus, which is in the Hapjeong station, which is like 3 stations away from Sincheon station, on line 2. There's a Home Plus in that mall, in the Missantopolis mall. You can buy like, I think you can buy bedding from there. And then each floor, each floor at the end of the hall, there's like a study room. Not every single floor has a TV or microwave or a sink. I know like the 5th floor has it, 6th floor might have it, and 7th floor might have it. For example, I used to live in the 1st basement. We only had the water machine and the vacuum, obviously, that you can use, so the entire floor uses per floor, and the couches, and that's it. So it depends what floor you're on. You can put stuff on walls, but they're like really tricky on how to. I mean, honestly, just don't put stuff on the walls unless you're using ticky tack and something that won't damage the walls, and you can. I don't know if you can, I guess. Just be careful. Keep in mind that you will have to separate your trash. If you're not used to separating your trash, for example, at least here in Texas, like here in America, like not everyone's used to separating their trash. So you must separate your non-recyclables from your recyclables. And if you do have recyclables, you have to separate them like plastic bottles, cans, glass bottles, and food's totally separately. Like there's a specific trash can for that. But yeah, it'll like say in like on the above, like the little area where you have to throw them away, what goes in there. So it's not that bad. So if you're a girl, you can't go to the guy's floor. If you're a guy, you can't go to the girl's room. I mean, or floor, obviously. If they catch you, they give you penalty points. But yeah, I'm not really familiar with the penalty points. So there is like, the weird point system, so each dorm has a handbook with information about the point system, penalties, things that you can do or things you can't do in the dorms, etc., etc. There's a handbook, or there should be one, or if not, I would just ask like the housing office or the people at the front desk. There is no shower door. I'm pretty sure you saw that, but there's no shower door. If you want privacy, you can do what my roommate and I did. We went to Daiso and we bought the compression rods and shower curtains, and that was the way for privacy. There's like the actual glass shower door, but there's no other door separating the sink and the shower from the rest of the room. So yeah, be aware of that. Again, you can buy adapters at the convenience store in the second basement or at the school bookstore. I think there's converters at the school bookstore. But yeah, I would just always double check in the desk. I didn't really have a problem regarding adapters because I just bought the World Travel Kit from Apple, which is easier if you have like all Apple products or not. But yeah, so a quick overview also of the floor. So basically, there's a lot of floors. The fourth basement, or B4, that's a parking lot, I believe. I think there's a fourth basement. Yeah, there should be a fourth basement. Or a third basement. I think, I don't know. I think there's a fourth basement. If there is, that's a parking lot. B3, or the third basement, is the kitchen, the community kitchen, and that's where you also throw your trash away. The second basement is dorms, the girls, the females, the dorms. That's also the same floor where the lobby is, the laundry rooms are, the computer lab, the mini gym they have there, the housing office, the convenience store, and other small restaurants. So that's all in the second basement. The first basement, or B1, that's again the girls' floor. That's the floor I lived in. I think floors 1, 2, and 3 are the male floors. I think it goes all the way to 3. I think that's the male floors. And then floors 4 and above, I believe, are the girls' floors. Yeah, I think. But it's like, it'll say, as soon as you get out the elevator, it'll say like female room or female dorms or whatnot, or female floor or male floor. So, but yeah. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it, at least because it became a really long video. If you guys do have questions, feel free to like comment down below. Just in case I missed anything, because I'm pretty sure I probably did miss a few stuff. Again, I'll try to link, maps and apps that you can use that or probably that I use while in Korea. I might also make a separate video about apps that are really helpful. But yeah, again, thank you so much for watching this super long video, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up so I'll know I'm doing a good job. And again, leave me feedback, comments, whatever you guys have of questions about like studying in Korea or studying in Yonsei and stuff like that. And I'll try to make a video if I can of those stuff. So yeah, again, thank you so much for watching and have a great day. And don't forget to subscribe because it means a lot if you do. So yeah, bye.